All right, well, thanks for everybody coming out. I'm sure there's going to be some more rolling in. And basically, I call this the history of the Mississippi blues, Delta blues. I'll explain a little bit about what the difference is between Mississippi blues, Chicago blues, Detroit blues, St. Louis blues. Well, not the hockey team, of course. But there's a whole lot of transition that took place in America with the blues artists. And the way I look at this little hour and a half or hour or whatever we're going to do here is you can just picture a lake and call it the Blues Lake, and you got a nice flat stone, and we're just going to skip it across that lake and touch some little spots as we go along. Like, to do the deep dive into the blues would be a couple of weeks worth of songs and so on, and you still wouldn't get it all. So I just kind of picked what I thought were interesting stories, some things I got involved with, things I saw, concerts I saw, friends like that, and I try to keep it interesting. Of course, I'm going to mix in some of the stories with the music of the era, so starting back to about 1922, 23, and it's amazing when you start to hear some of these songs and the riffs and also some of the chord progressions that they're very applicable to it today to a lot of songs, because there's only so many things you can do with the chords. I'm gonna find a boss man, gonna treat me right, work hard every day, let me sleep at night, big boss man. Won't you hear me when I call? You ain't so big, you just tall, that's all. And you throw a little boogie in. But let's go back to the blues man, the actual guy that was going around Mississippi in the middle of a storm like this. And B.B. King wrote this song in 1964, and it really depicted I think, the mentality and also the struggles as these guys went around with they always seemed to wear a tie, a little top hat, and then they have the guitar and they'd have a briefcase because their clothes, they needed to change their clothes every once in a while. And they just traveled around trying to make a buck at all these little juke joints. So. The burdens that I carry, so heavy, you see. It seems like nobody in this whole wide world wanna help little old me. I've traveled miles around. Seems like everybody put me down because I'm a blues man, but I'm a good man. Please understand. Okay, so let's little flip to this guy, and I should put my hat on in honor of this gentleman. I bought this hat. I was at the Crossroads Guitar Festival in Chicago in 2010, and thank you, and I just needed to be into the blues frame of mind, and I didn't have a hat. And it was the Crossroads Guitar Festival. It was the most amazing thing I've ever seen in my life. There was 33 acts. all invited personally by Eric Clapton. And you name it, who was there? B.B. King was there, Jeff Beck was there, the Lightning was there. I saw that. Did you see how that? That's B.B. That was B.B. King out there, by the way. 1911 in Hazelhurst, Mississippi. Very special. There's a gentleman born called Robert Leroy Johnson. Robert Johnson. Now, Robert Johnson was a man of mystery. He really was. He was born in this area, and then he, well, I'm jumping ahead here, but he was one of these guys going from bar to bar to bar and making a buck wherever he could. He wasn't a great blues player. He was an okay blues player. He was a good writer, but there were a lot of good writers, so he didn't really stand out. Then he disappeared. He went away for a while. And when he came back in 1935, he really was something. We got a lightning storm happening here. I don't think it can come through the roof. But... Now that is Robert Johnson. So anyway, he went away for about a year and a bit, and then he came back. And the rumor was he became such a good blues player. They said something must have happened here. And they claim that he sold his soul to the devil at the crossroads. The crossroads of highways 61 and 49. And he played stuff kind of like this. Now, the interesting thing, you'd think Robert Johnson would have had, I don't know, a couple of 100, 400 songs, 500 songs that he recorded. He only had 2 recording sessions in his whole life. One was in Dallas and one was in San Antonio. He only recorded 29 songs. That's it, 29. I went down the crossroads, held out on my knees. I went down the crossroads, held down on my knees. I asked the Lord above for mercy, take me if you please. I went down to the crossroads, I fell down on my knees. I went down to the crossroads, I fell down on my knees. Got a little girl, little and low. She used to love me, but she loved me no more. Step it up and go. Step it up and go. Can't step out. Step it up and go. Now you got that boogie going. Boogie really took off in the 30s on the piano. A little swing there. Shuffle. Got a little girl, she stays upstairs, making a living by putting on this. Get it up and go. Step it up and go. Yeah. Step it up and go. I ask the Lord above for mercy. Take me if you please. Call it stormy Mondays, Tuesdays just as bad. They call it stormy Monday, Tuesdays just as bad. Wednesday's even worse, Thursday's just as sad. I went down to the crossroad, tried to flag a ride. I went down to the crossroad, I tried to flag a ride. So you got this kid running around. He's 11 years old when that was released. A kid born in Tupelo, Mississippi. And we know who that is, Elvis Aaron Presley. So then Elvis says, all right, when I'm ready to get this thing rocking, so he comes into the Sun Studios in Memphis and meets the boys. And of course, he's followed this whole blues thing all the way around Mississippi, and he just loved the sound of it. And then he took that song, sped it up a little bit. That's all right, Mom. That's all right for you. That's all right, Mom. Any way you do, that's all right. That's all right. That's all right now, Mom. Any way you do. Mama done told, Papa told me to. Girl, you fool around. Jake, no good for you. That's all right. That's all right. That's all right now, Mom. Any way you do. You got the blues in there. You got a little bit of hillbilly. You got boogie. Leaving here tomorrow, I'm leaving here today. You won't have to worry about hanging around anyway. That's all right. That's all right. That's all right now, Mama. Any way you do.
Nobody seemed to know me. Everybody just passed me by.
You had Hank Williams out there. Come in last night, 10:30. Baby, your mind wouldn't let me move it on home. Rockin' on over. Move over, little dog, the big dog, moving in. Change the lock on my front door. My door key don't fit no more. Move it on over. Scoot it on over. Move over, skinny dog, the big dog, moving in. But then, this guy brings it back to earth. His name is Buddy Johnson. And he records this, and the Rolling Stones have recorded it. I think he was saying the rock and roll's getting a little too crazy. I'm going back to the basics. 1953. I'm just your fool. Can't help myself. I love you, baby, and no one else. I ain't crazy. You are my baby. I'm just your fool. I'm just your fool, I must confess. I love you, baby, and now you're a mess. I ain't lying, no jiving, I'm just your fool. 1926, St. Louis. Charles Edward Anderson Berry, otherwise known as Chuck Berry, he was born. Went to high school, that was good. Senior year, took an old beater of a car out. Car broke down. He had a gun under the front seat. Decided to borrow another guy's car with the gun. So he was charged with armed robbery, and poor old Chuck had to go to 3 years of reformatory in 1944 to 47, where he enjoyed playing a little bit of guitar, and then when he got released, he got married right away, and he took a job at an automobile assembly plant. Seems to be the same kind of thing that our buddy B.B. King did. And he was absolutely taken by the riffs and and I guess some of the transitions and chord changes and the sharps that T-Bone Walker had introduced. And so, you remember T-Bone had those, and then the jazzy. And Chuck really got a kick out of that, and he really followed it, and he studied and studied and studied. And then he joined a band in 1953 called the Johnny Johnson Trio. And then it caught the attention of Muddy Waters, who was doing really, really well in Chicago at the time. Muddy had been in Chicago now about 10 years and was the king of blues in Chicago. And invited him to come up to Chicago and meet Leonard Chess of Chess Records. And then Chuck went out there on his own, not with the band. And Chuck, as you know, was a very creative writer. And so Chuck went into the studio in 1955, and he cut this little number. And it had a really neat, kind of a bluesy start to it with that chord that starts that before you get into the "Oh Maybelline, why can't you be true? Oh Maybelline, why can't you be true? You started back doing the things you used to do. As I was motivating on the hill, I saw Maybelline in a coupe de ville, Cadillac rolling on an open road, nothing to run my V8 Cadillac doing about a 9 to 5. She's a bumper to bumper, shoulder side just like Maybelline, why can't you be true? Oh Maybelline, why can't you be true? You started back doing things you used to do.